Hello, welcome everyone to the Association for Short-Term Rental Homeowners. Our partner education session today is with Alex, CEO of Syncbnb. And it is the morning for me. I'm drinking coffee, but Alex has moved on to happy hour, so we're making it work with our time zone differences. I'm based in San Francisco. I'm the Astro president of the board. My name is Heather. And Alex, I'll let you introduce yourself and say a little bit more.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. It's awesome being here. My name's Alex. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Syncbnb. We're a channel manager for vacation rentals, and our customers are vacation rental homeowners and managers that want to list on multiple channels, increase their revenue, and do that efficiently without problems and as easy as it gets. We were founded 3 years ago, and we currently have 1,500 customers across 60 countries. So we're country agnostic. We have customers all over the world. And we're delighted to be the launch partner of Astro. We believe very much in what you do. We think it's an amazing opportunity for owners and owners all over the world to become more professional in what they do and increase their revenues and do their work more efficiently.
That's great. No, thank you. And these partner education sessions, for those of you that have never joined one, our goal is to work with thought leaders like Alex, who are experts in the space, and learn about the product, their product, but also dive into just overall best practices and information about, in this case, connectivity systems, property management technology, in the area that Syncbnb is focused on. So with that, I'm going to share my screen and then go through a little bit more on astro.org, the association, for those of you that don't know, but kind of about our positioning and who we are. And then we're going to turn it over to Alex. Then we'll have some Q&A that we'll go through. And we certainly welcome you to chime in the chat group. We'll be monitoring that. And then at the end, if we missed anything, we'll double check and we can have some Q&A interaction with the audience too at the end. So, all right, we will jump in. Share my screen. And we'll get started. So here we go. So the Association for Short-Term Rental Homeowners is a community built specifically for homeowners of short-term rentals or vacation rental properties. So this slide is just an example of our public-facing website. We have a lot of resources available, even if you're not a member, to just come follow us with our newsletter. Obviously, you can follow us on social, but here we offer business directories, other blog posts, and resources, helpful resources and articles. And Astro was founded just a few months ago with an effort to solve the problem of having one neutral place for homeowners to come together for professional development. So, there are a lot of homeowners, 10 million to 27 million around the globe who are looking for answers. And the majority of folks are trying to find answers and information on Facebook, which is really tricky to do. It's a fragmented space and it's a lot to work through. So we organize that for homeowners, and we think of homeowners in three buckets. One is you're in the consideration phase, aspiring to own a home. So you want information about investment properties and how to buy a short-term rental. The second bucket is you own a home or more than one home, and you're running it yourself, rental by owner or self-managed. And the third bucket is you own a short-term rental and you're looking for a management company, hospitality management company, to do it for you, run the operation and the marketing, and you're looking for resources to find the best fit management company for you. So this is a screenshot of what it looks like once you join the community as a member. We make it really easy to access expert, vetted, accurate information and education and drill down into each topic. Featured posts, we have upcoming events as this one. And then every quarter we're offering learning courses too. So as a member, those courses are included. And they're just 1-week power courses where you can be in a virtual classroom, again, talking to experts and engaging with other homeowners like yourself. And we think of the industry and education kind of across a couple different areas. So homeowners are an important stakeholder in the lodging industry now more than ever. And so you can see on the left here other organizations within lodging. And so we're in contact with them and collaborating with them where it makes sense. We have partnerships with Penn State and Cornell. We recently had a great blog post from a Cornell professor, and we're partnering with them to help a research paper for the short-term rental space. There are lots of locally focused associations that we want to try to support. Just an example of one here out of Michigan. And then advocacy, thought leadership, and media. So again, working with those providing services and information in the space and collaborating wherever we can. So with that, after sharing a little bit more about the association, we're so thrilled to have Alex here to learn more about Syncbnb, and I will turn it over to you, Alex.
Thanks, Heather. So quick intro and quick history about Syncbnb, how it was born, because it has a lot to do with what we're going to talk about today. So Syncbnb was born out of the necessity to be able to manage listings on multiple channels simultaneously without getting double bookings. So I had my home on 5-6 channels a few years ago, and before we founded Syncbnb, and I couldn't find a reliable way that was also affordable to be able to manage bookings across all those channels and avoid double bookings and keep all the calendars synchronized. Because whatever existed that was reliable was too expensive. These were services that were targeted to large vacation rental companies that had hundreds or thousands of properties, difficult to use, difficult to set up, very expensive. And there was nothing that was cheap and reliable. Whatever was cheap just didn't work well. The reason it didn't work well was because they were services that were trying to do everything at the same time. They were trying to be a PMS, they were trying to be a channel manager all in one, and they couldn't focus to do one thing correctly. So we found that gap in the market. I had to find a solution to my problem, and that was a great problem to have because that's how Syncbnb was born. So Syncbnb does exactly that. It helps you list your property on multiple channels, which in turn brings you more revenue, and then it makes sure you never get a double booking by keeping the calendars on all the channels synchronized. So that's our main service. It's called Channel Manager. And then next to that, we have 2 ancillary services that are like add-ons to the main service. So the first one is called Revenue Booster. And what that does is, for a very reasonable amount of money, we can help you list your property on more channels. So channels you might have never seen before, or you don't know where they are or how to use them, we can do that for you. And we can help you list. By the way, we also have free guides that take you step by step through the process for all the large vacation channels, so you can do it for free on your own. If you don't want to do it for free, you don't have time, or you find it difficult, then you can come to us. Now, the second service is the website builder. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next slides, because there's a very interesting distinction from the website builder you will normally find in the market today. So that's the general idea of what Syncbnb is and what we do.
That's great.
So let's see a few things about the channel manager. So if you're listed on only one channel, depending on where you are, the type of your property, the location, and many other factors, you might be getting 90% occupancy, which is fine, which you might think you don't need to be on other channels with 90%, but we'll say a little bit more about that later, about why you also need to be on more. But if you're at 50%, it's the best way to take 50% occupancy and take it up to 80 or 90 is listing on more channels. So there's a bunch of things you can do. You can, improve your pricing. You can improve your photos. You can improve your descriptions. You can add some more amenities or facilities. There's a bunch of things. The number one, based on multiple research and surveys that we've done, is listing on multiple channels. Actually, on average, if you list on more than one channels, and this is based on a survey we ran a few years ago on 1,200 vacation rental owners and managers across the globe, the average increase in revenue is 2.2 times. Now imagine the average across 1,200 people. This is huge, right? So instead of making $10,000 a year from your property, now you're making $22,000 a year. There's no reason to leave that money on the table. None whatsoever. If there was a reason, it was that you're afraid of listing on multiple channels because you might get double bookings. This reason is no longer valid. Because Syncbnb is here to solve that. So the channel manager is the service that we offer and we provide that keeps all your calendars synchronized so that you never get a double booking. And we also synchronize rates on the large channels, which are Airbnb, Booking, and Expedia. And Verbo is very close in a few weeks also for rate management, which means that if you want to change your prices, you just change them on us once, and then we push those prices to all your channels. So that's what the channel manager does. Revenue Booster is the service that I talked about earlier, that we help you list your property on more channels. Now, it's very important for a vacation rental owner to have a presence on more than one channel. And the reason is, I'll give you an example. So, as we said before, there are some people that might have 90% occupancy. And maybe this is a question that we might discuss later, but there are many reasons for someone to list on multiple channels, even if he has a very high occupancy on one. And it's very simple. There's the saying that says, never put all your eggs in one basket. And there's a pretty good reason why this saying came to be. So it's very important to have a presence on multiple channels. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's harder. Sometimes you don't know which channels to list on. So we can help you with that. If you visit syncbnb.com and just click on the chat on the bottom right of the site and ask us, hi, I have this property in that location, it's that type of property, and I'm only listing on Airbnb. What other channels should I list on? We can have a look at your property and suggest which are the correct channels for your specific property. Because I'll give you an example. Verbo, for example, it's much better for large homes that can accommodate families and large groups. And there are other sites that are more targeted towards couples. There are other sites that are niche, either in the targeting of the people, the guests that they're expecting. So, for example, there are sites like Mr. B&B that caters to the needs of the gay and lesbian community. There's a site called Disabled B&B, where you can find properties that have all the amenities and facilities that people with disabilities need in order to be able to, move around the house, like ramps and handles and stuff like that. So if your house has specific amenities and facilities for that specific target group, you definitely need to be listed on those channels. You might find many channels that are local, like, for example, Bali Villas. So if you have a villa in Bali, you need to be on Bali Villas because that's where many people go to find a villa in Bali. But you also need to be on Airbnb, and you also need to be on Booking, and maybe on Verbo. So, and then you probably need to also have your own website, which we will talk about in the next slides, which is very important. And then you have, all of a sudden, you have a presence on 3, 4, 5 channels, and you need to be able to manage them. So that's where we come in. You will see in the next slide, this is an actual printout of one of our properties. And you'll see that there's bookings from all the channels. So imagine if this property only had bookings from one of them, right? Much less bookings. And also much larger, it's much more dangerous to be on only one channel, because if something goes wrong on that one channel, then it will take a lot of time for you to build your presence on the other ones. So it's better proactively to list on more channels and have bookings from all of them. So we talked a little bit before about your own website. Now, why is it important to have your own website? Besides the obvious reasons, which are that you don't have to pay the commission to the platforms, because now you own the website, so whoever comes and books, you don't have to pay a commission to someone else. Some other important factors and reasons that you need them is, first, because it's the only way that you can control the experience. It's very important to control the experience, because when you list your home on third-party platforms like Airbnb or Booking, you have no idea what the customer that will come to your home sees and goes through and you have no way to change that or define that. So they might go through a process that you do not agree with until they book. So all the process until the booking is handled, managed, and decided by someone else. That's not good for you. You need to have some sort of option to define the process. And also, because you can add more information, you can add videos on your own website, which you can't on the platforms. You can add the 3D walkthrough. You can add, a bunch of stuff, a chat where you can talk to the customer when he's on the website before he books. You can do a bunch of stuff. You can market, your own property. So it's very important to have your own website. So there are many ways for an owner to get his own direct booking website. There are services out there that can do that as a software as a service where you pay them by the month. There are other software that can do that for you where you pay a commission per booking. And then there's a third option that we offer where we build the website, we give it to you ready with the key in the hand, as they say, and it's yours forever, for life. You don't have to pay us any commission for the bookings you get, nothing. You can change it, you can build on it, you can add more stuff. It's yours to do whatever you want with it. So we can talk about that a little bit more in the next slides. I needed to put this slide here for anyone that might be interested in joining us and finding more about us. There's a few things that you will not find anywhere else, and you will only find with Syncbnb. The first one is that we offer a 0 double booking guarantee. So what that means is we guarantee you will never get a double booking when you use Syncbnb. And double bookings is probably the worst thing that can happen to an owner, right? You're not a hotel with 100 rooms. So a hotel, if they get an overbooking, it's fine. They have 100 rooms, they'll find another room to put him in. But if you have a home, an apartment, or a villa, and you get a double booking, you don't know where to take the second customer. He doesn't fit in your home. You can't have two parties staying in your home at the same time. So you have to cancel the reservation, and when you cancel it, you get penalized by the channels. You start showing lower in the search results. It's a mess. If you have to relocate the second customer, you usually have to pay for the difference of the relocation. You do not want it to happen. So our 0 double booking guarantees even if you get 2 bookings in the same second, which might happen once in 1,000 bookings, it might happen. 2 bookings come in the same second from 2 different channels for the same dates or overlapping dates, then we take care of it. It's like it never happened. So what we do is we find the same or better place for the second customer to relocate him. If it's more expensive, we pay the difference. And we talk to the channels and the platforms to make sure that your profile is not penalized. And the platforms will happily waive any penalty, and you will not start showing lower in search results because we take care of the double booking and we are responsible for it as a channel manager and not the customer and not the customer's profile. So it's like it never happened for you. And this is like buying an insurance policy. That you have you have your mind at ease and you have peace of mind at all times. The second thing you won't find is that we can synchronize any vacation rental channels, even channels that we've never heard before. You can come to us with a channel, a platform that you want to list your home on. Like there's a site called theaterdigsbooker.co.uk. It's an English platform, Airbnb clone, that is specifically targeted to theater professionals like actors and people that work in the theater industry. And when they go around the country, on tour for their plays, they want to find places to stay. So if you're a homeowner that likes theater, you can publish it on there and you can accept theater people and actors to come stay at your place. So it's a very niche marketplace. But if you have a home, you can not only have it on Theater Digs Booker, you definitely need to also have it on Airbnb, because Theater Digs Booker is not going to bring you more than 2, maybe 3 bookings a year. Where are you going to get the rest? You're going to get them from Airbnb and Verbo and Booking.com and Expedia. So it's very important to be able to list on any channel that might bring you bookings. Okay, and we have 24/7 support, which you will only find in very large companies, very large channel managers. The onboarding is a breeze. It's like you won't believe how easy it is. You just talk to us on the chat, and magically in half an hour, everything is ready and set up. And we've deliberately made everything very easy to use because we are specifically targeted towards owners that are not professionals and they need something easy to use. So for all those reasons, if you're an owner and you want to listen to more channels, please try us out.
Thanks, Alex. I did want to note too, Syncbnb has been so generous actually to provide the Astro members with an added benefit. So that is a free 30-day trial plus 50% off for your first 3 months. So really a great extra benefit and perk for Astro members to try out Syncbnb. Yeah, thank you.
There's nothing to lose. There's 30-day free trial, no questions asked. Just come try us out, see how well you can manage your properties by using us.
But now we're going to get into, so hopefully, oh yeah, here you have a little bit more just about your team. Sorry.
Yeah, so we've been building our team for the past 3 years, and it's now international. We have people across 3 countries that work for Syncbnb. The main team is based in Athens, Greece. You can see them on the top left photo. And we have people working in other countries. You can see them on the bottom right. Now we're entering a lockdown period here in Athens, so we're using Zoom much more than we would like. But hopefully, this will all be over and we'll be back in the office very soon.
Very good. Okay. So you've learned a little bit about Syncbnb and kind of how their technology solves, common problems of homeowners. And we're going to dive deeper on just overall issues that homeowners have, talk about some of the things Syncbnb does, but also just talk about in general, what are the things as a homeowner you need to consider as you're deciding on technology, and what is the right fit for you? So this question starts off with the book direct kind of topic. Having a website is a key capability in effectively driving direct bookings, getting trust with a consumer, showing up that you have a professional site, and enabling them to instantly book with you as well. So there's so many methods for building a website with an instant booking engine. And you kind of alluded to this earlier, so let's dive in. What are some common issues with owner websites?
Yeah, so first of all, depending on your relationship with technology, you might select one method over the other. And I'll tell you what I mean. There are services out there that you can, they're like building a profile on Airbnb. So you can just put in, a description, a few photos, amenities, facilities, your price list, and boom, you have a website, it's up and running. This is great. And there are many people for which this is the best solution. However, there are some drawbacks, like, for example, the fact that you have to pay for this website month over month. So every month you have to pay. Maybe $30, maybe $40, maybe $50. Even if you're not getting any bookings. So imagine paying for that for 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, and never getting a booking. At some point, you're like, do I really need to pay this money? So it kind of negates the purpose, and suddenly you think you don't need a website because you're not getting any bookings. But your own website needs time. It takes time to start getting bookings from your own website. So it might become expensive to select that option. The second way to do it is to go to an agency, a web agency, a company that builds websites, and ask them to build a website for you. These services will usually charge anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 for a very simple single property website with a direct booking capability that can accept credit cards. And then there's a third option, which we have been building for the past few years. What we did was we took the second option of the custom built direct booking website. We streamlined the process. We automated many parts of the process of building it. And we made the process very efficient to be able to bring the price down. So at Syncbnb, we can build you your own direct booking website for $600, which is nothing compared to what you would pay, with other solutions. The result you get, the website you get, is yours. You can keep it for life. You can change it. You can add photos. You can do whatever you want with it. But what we deliver you is a direct booking website where you can accept direct bookings directly. So those are the three main options someone has if he wants to have a direct booking website and sell directly.
So maybe we can dive into those three. I was kind of trying to, bucket them as you were talking about it. So there's the PMS website that is really kind of instantly brought to life when you select that technology. So this technology that might be providing you connectivity as well as maybe some reporting, some finance capability, that core system. And that website, maybe to your point, you have it, it works fine. Questions to ask are, how easy is it for someone to Google the name of my property and find the site, the SEO, search engine optimization? Or like you had talked about, sometimes that takes time to build SEO strength. Just talking about, so that would be something to look out for, maybe. Another one, like you mentioned, the payment methods. So I instantly have this site with this technology provider, and if I leave, everything is left behind, is another thing. But the other part is, what is the payment method? So what we've seen is there are a few out there where I instantly have the site, but maybe I pay a little more per month, like a per monthly fee goes up to have the site. Or maybe I pay a percentage transaction fee for it. You also alluded to maybe something else, that per booking fee, percentage of booking. And I guess the other thing would be, are you paying like a hosting fee? In that case, I don't think so. That's just kind of part of what you're paying more for. But to your point, if you're not getting a direct booking, is it a problem with the site, or is it just, your type of customers aren't Googling and aren't finding you, or you don't have that repeat guest? Maybe we stay on this topic a little bit, that instant PMS website that comes and goes if you change technology.
Yeah. So with PMS websites, you are limited in what you can do on that website. So there are very specific fields and very specific forms that you have to fill out, and there's not much more you can do. Maybe they can allow you to have a couple of more pages with free text, but probably that's it. In order for a website to start gaining traction online and start getting more SEO value, which means that when someone Googles for keywords that are related to your website, he actually finds you and sees you in the first page of results. This takes time. It takes time and it takes some effort, not too much, but if you have your own website, you need to have a news section or a blog section where you can upload content frequently. So maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, or as often as you can. The more often you write and the better content you put out on your website, the more the chances increase that you will end up in the first page of results for keywords that are related to what your website is talking about. So I'll give an example. My own summer home is called Ampelos Estate. It's in the northern Peloponnese in Greece. So on Ampelos Estate, I have a few information about the surrounding area, what you can do when you're in the northern Peloponnese, what canyons to hike, what mountains to go on, what the lake that is close and it's nice to go for a picnic. And I have photos and descriptions, and I'm talking about that. So if someone Googles the name of the lake the name of the lake / picnic, then he will see my property in the first page of results, and he will click and he will direct book from that. So it's important to have content that your customers, the people that will end up booking your place, are probably Googling before they come. So make sure that whatever platform you use allows you to upload content frequently, and that it's SEO optimized, which means that you can change the meta tags and the headers and the alt text on images and stuff like that help for SEO. Now, regarding the cost, these services usually charge a monthly fee as part of the PMS package. Some of them charge the website separately as an extra fee. Then some others, they also charge you a fee on top of each booking that you get from their website. And most of them, all of them, will charge you a transaction fee per transaction for the payment processing. If you process payments like PayPal and credit cards, that also has a payment processing fee, which is usually somewhere between 1.5 and 3%, depending on the type of payment and the country and the bank and various other stuff. So these are the main ways that you can get a website with a PMS. And then the next question or the next issue you mentioned was that if you leave, you lose a website. And that's also very important. Imagine building SEO value for a year, and you're starting getting customers, and you start showing up high in search results, and finally you're getting some traction, and that PMS decides to double their prices. And you're like, I don't want to pay double the price, so I'm going to leave. When you leave, you lose the website because it's not yours, it's theirs, right? So you win something, you lose something. There's something out there for everyone. You just have to weigh the pros and cons of each solution.
It's something else that's interesting. So that was a good conversation about the websites that are just kind of automatic, maybe more simplified, part of just what you get with the property management system. And some may be better than others from, the ability to add meta tags and the ability to improve your SEO strength. And that would be something, you could find out as just knowing the questions to ask as you're shopping for that type of model. But the other model, let's spend a little time on too, is more along the lines of what you offer with Syncbnb, but owners can do on their own. So we have members that have gone ahead and built their own website. They know WordPress or another, solution, and they've built their own site. But they still need to have a booking engine, right, that can link, and to your point, right, prevent direct bookings, have instant bookability, and keep their inventory aligned. So that booking engine needs to come from a solution like yours or come from somewhere. So let's talk about what happens if someone brings their own site and they're looking to just add that instant booking engine, or they or they want to have a site that they can take with them, and they need help building it, and they can go to like a full website agency and maybe pay thousands of dollars, have someone just build it for them. Where you are is somewhat in the middle of offering this, for just a couple of $100, getting that site they can take with them. In that case, when you just kind of have your own site that you own URL, you do still always have to pay a hosting fee. Because that's yours.
Yeah.
And then
but it's usually something low, like $5 a month or something. It's not high.
Yeah, and then that's a good point. It's really that is really affordable, that hosting fee. There's so many really low cost options. That's a good point. But then can you talk about the other part of that? So you build your website, or you have a website built that's yours, you can own forever. What are thoughts on how you figure out the booking engine, the instant bookability?
Sure. So first of all, before I go into that, do me a favor. Open a browser tab and Google the words I'm going to tell you now.
Oh, goodness. Okay, let's give it a whirl. Let's see here.
Let's do this a little bit interactive. So Google how to build a direct booking website.
Okay, here we go. Just how to build a direct
booking website.
All right. Look at that's going live. Okay, here we go, Alex. How to build a direct booking website.
With a D, but it will probably understand it either way. So just go below the ads.
Okay.
Where the ads, it's important for everyone to understand what's an ad and what's the organic content, because organic content is always much better than the paid content. So look at the first organic content that says how to build a direct booking website for vacation rentals. You see that?
Yeah, that was a good trick. Well done.
Just click on that. Just click on that.
I recognize this URL here.
Yeah. So what this is, it's a free guide, step by step, that anyone can use to build their own direct booking website that accepts credit cards and PayPal and whatever, and book directly. Anyone can do this. It has videos, it has images, it has descriptions, it has anything you need. All you need is some time. So if you can create a listing on Airbnb on your own, you can do this on your own. It will just take a little bit longer. The process is very simple. You just open a hosting account with GoDaddy or someone like GoDaddy. Then you download the theme. You install WordPress on your managed WordPress GoDaddy website. You install the theme. You install the booking engine. We propose two, HBook and what's the other one?
Down farther, let me see.
Anyway, my mind is stuck now. We propose two of them. So you can just install them on your WordPress website, and then you just add descriptions, your properties, your prices. Boom, you're ready. You're getting direct bookings. And anyone can try it out. It's free for all. Now, this is what we sell for $600. So if you don't want to go through this, if you're too tired, if you get bored, whatever, you can come to us and we can do it to you for $600. But it's this exact process. This is what we do. Nothing more. There's no magic. There's no rocket science behind it. We just follow this simple list. We build your website and we give it to you. So what I propose is for everyone, just do it on your own, please. Do it. It's easy. It's like two days time. All you need is 4 hours on a Saturday and another 4 hours on a Sunday. Boom, you're right. It's ready. It's done.
So go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. I mean, as I was saying before, I don't remember if I told you today or yesterday when we were talking. We are not selling the direct website product to make money. The only reason that we offer it to our customers is because they can't find something like that affordable somewhere else. And then if they use our system to build a website, then they will use our main service. They will need our main service more. So it's like an added value. We don't make money from it. It's very close to our cost to build it. But, if you can do it on your own, it's preferable. We prefer that you do it on your own if you can do it.
Oh, that's great. And most of the folks are entrepreneurial, right? And are willing to, try it and take something on. I do want to spend a little time.
Pinpoint is the name of the second booking engine. I just saw it written here.
Yeah. So Pinpoint and HBook. I did want to spend a little more time on this. This is really interesting. So the booking engine plugin. So in this scenario, you're recommending HBook or Pinpoint, but
there might be others out there that work. You can use anyone, and then if you build your website using another one besides HBook or Pinpoint, just tell us, and we'll have a look and see if we can synchronize it. It's just that HBook and Pinpoint have been used; they're more popular than be used by many of our customers, and we know that we can synchronize them reliably. But most probably, if you come with a third one or a fourth one, we can find a way to synchronize them too.
So staying on that topic, a lot of property management systems are saying, well, you're getting a booking engine with the technology. In this case, if I use HBook or Pinpoint, I'm building out, the ability, I guess, to then have this engine, the bookability to check out for the guests on my site. But what are the challenges then if I do HBook and I go from Syncbnb to another provider? How is that linking to my channel connectivity, right? So again, that full distribution, so that I have an engine that is my source of truth for price on all channels. That's where HBook and Pinpoint are a little confusing for me.
So let's suppose that you follow this guide and you build your website, right? So it's called heathershome.com, and you have a nice little villa with a nice little pool, and you sell it for $200 per night. And you've built that through the HBook or the Pinpoint plugins inside WordPress, which are actually like using Verbo or Airbnb to build your properties and your prices and your amenities and your facilities. It's much of the same, fields and forms. So it's a familiar interface. So you've built your website. If someone visits it and clicks the button that says book now, he just adds dates and how many people they are, and he gets a form to add his credit card, and then he clicks submit, and boom, he has a booking. You get an email from the system that says you have a new direct booking from your website. If you go into the administration interface of WordPress, you will see the details of that booking, and you can manage it from there. You can cancel it, you can amend it, you can change it, you can do other stuff. You can add, more charges on top of the booking, like if the customer wants to have more stuff. And the question is, how will that booking be reflected in your other calendars on Airbnb and Booking and Vrbo, right? So in order for that to happen, there are two ways. The first way is free, and it's called iCal. And all you have to do is take the iCal. iCals are small text files that describe bookings. It's nothing special. It's just small text files that have a specific structure. So you take the iCal URL from your WordPress site, you put it in Airbnb. You take the Airbnb iCal, you put it on WordPress. Now, when you do that, those two sites, now they start exchanging information about bookings between them. So when you get a booking on one site, it will inform the other, and vice versa. If you put a third site, you do the same thing. You take the URL, put on the third site, and then you copy paste on the other two. Now, this is free, but it has three problems. Problem number one, there's a large delay. The time it takes for the iCal files to go between the sites, it could be from half an hour up to 2, 3, or 4 hours. I've seen 12 hours or even 16 hours in some cases. That's enough to get a double booking. Problem number two, they only work reliably when you have only two channels exchanging iCals between them. When you put a third channel in the mix or a fourth one, they get mixed up and it's a massacre. It's awful.
Okay.
It's a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath. Okay. Problem number three, very often they have problems. There are bugs in their systems. The iCals don't work. And when one iCal breaks, it breaks all the other iCals. And then it's again a bloodbath and a massacre. So there's a way to do it for free, but I would not recommend it for someone that wants to feel safe and have peace of mind. The second way to do it is use a channel manager. There's dozens of them out there. Syncbnb is one of them. You can try any channel manager. However, make sure that the channel manager you choose can synchronize your own website. The only channel manager that can do it, as far as I know, is Syncbnb. If there are others, great. You can try them out. But make sure that whatever channel manager you select can synchronize not only the large known channels, but also your own website.
Alex, that was so educational for me. I hope it was educational for other people. I know we kind of...
Isn't that the point? That's why they're called educational webinars, right?
Partner education at work. No, that was great. And really interesting it's a little technical, but like you said, it is simple. And that, example you gave of where to find that, those very step-by-step directions is amazing. Yeah, thank you for going through that, because though, obviously we want to talk about the benefits of Syncbnb, we want to just help people understand no matter what technology you're looking at, these are questions you can ask and getting a sense of how things can work together. And if you want to go the free route, the risks with that, if you're ready to upgrade and expand distribution, and thinking about what you need to do that.
Something that I'm feeling right now, and this is absolutely truth, I would be much happier if 5 people created their own websites using this guide tonight than coming to us to build it for them.
Sure.
I mean, I'm telling the truth right now.
Yeah, no, I personally recently, attempted to build my own website with like a little bit of help, and the following directions and the tools available to you, it really is possible for almost anyone to do it, and that you're providing those step-by-step directions, makes it even easier. So really interesting and helpful. I know we're getting kind of for our last 15 minutes. We talked, for this question, we talked a little bit about the cost, and I think it's just understanding whatever you choose, understanding all the fees, right? That when you have your own site, you're certainly paying the credit card and transaction fees, no matter what. That
This is something, yeah, you're not going to, what's the word? Not pay that. You have to pay the payment processing transaction fee wherever you go. So there's no way to avoid that. But then, besides that, there are other things that you might avoid, and some people charge them, some not. So depending on the solution you choose, if you go to a PMS website, you will certainly have to pay a monthly fee, but some of them might also charge a commission for every booking on top of that fee, or only a commission without a flat fee, but then the commission is higher. So it depends on the solution.
Yeah, no, that it's really interesting and helpful. And I think just for people to know, these are the questions to ask and realize what all the costs are across the board. The next one is diving a little deeper on, we could just spend a few minutes on this one, this global distribution. So like you had said, if I feel like I'm happy, I use just one channel, but I'm achieving this high occupancy, I don't really see the need for more. If I think the need for more is more complicated. One common thing is I'm only on Airbnb. Airbnb's merchant of record. They take care of some things for me. I'm worried about having to figure that out for other channels. Let's just talk about the more benefits of expanded distribution, or how to overcome what you see as challenges to adding more channels.
So for the folks that are not having 90% occupancy, but are at 50, 40, 60, it's a no-brainer. Just get more channels. You're going to increase your occupancy. It's a matter of fact, right? There's no question about it. For the people that already enjoy high occupancy rates on one channel, there are a few reasons why they also need to have some bookings from other channels. And I'll just give you one example. If you go around the Facebook groups and forums online where hospitality owners and vacation rental and short-term rental owners and managers discuss and exchange ideas and talk about stuff, you will find an alarmingly large amount of people that have had their profiles deleted from Airbnb overnight. Oh. And no answer given. They have been, trying to get answers. Why was the account deleted? Why was the profile deleted? They never get an answer. The reason is usually some sort of background check that they found either some false information about the owner or the profile owner or the administrator of the channel, or some sort of background check went wrong with a co-host of the property, or if you have a team set up in your account, someone from that team, that email might be found in some list, government list with blacklist or whatever. They do some sort of background checks. And sometimes when that background check hits a red flag, they will just delete the account. They won't ask any questions. They won't talk to you. They will just delete the account and send an email that says, "We're sorry to inform you, your account has been deleted. Bye-bye." So now, if that happens, you can't just create a new account from scratch on Airbnb, because the previous one had your real name and you probably gave some sort of ID when you signed up. So now, when you give your ID, the system will find that you were banned. They won't allow you to set up again. You have to use someone else's ID, and then if that someone else, he's now your friend, tomorrow he's not, you have issues. And anyway, it's a problem. So the reason why you need to be on multiple channels is so when that happens, you don't have to wait for 6 months or a year for your new listings on the new channels on Booking or Vrbo to start building up. It takes time. When you first sign up for a new platform, like Vrbo or Airbnb or Booking or Expedia or TripAdvisor or any of those platforms, it takes time to start building trust and authority and positioning. So you need to get your first bookings. Those first bookings have to have good reviews. Those reviews will bring the next bookings and so on and so forth. It usually takes 6 months to a year to establish a presence that has some sort of that's meaningful. Okay? So if you decide to go on the new platforms on the day your account was deleted on Airbnb, you're going to be without any bookings for 6 or 12 months. Now, if you were proactive and you had created those listings 6 months ago or a year ago, when that happens, and I hope it never happens, then you have a backup. You have at least 50% of bookings still coming in through those channels, and that will start growing very fast. So it's much easier to get from 50% occupancy to 80 on multiple channels than getting from 0 to 50. So it's very important to start early and have a presence on multiple channels.
Well, I do just want to add to this too. My passion and background is revenue management and pricing and distribution. And the other thing, because I think you mentioned a lot about kind of the watch outs of Airbnb, kind of issues of being only Airbnb. We also talk to folks that are, maybe just doing one channel that's Vrbo, for example. Beyond, maybe you're happy, you have a high occupancy, that having all your eggs in one basket isn't too concerning to you. You haven't had any problems. But the other thing that maybe we can talk about is if you have more demand, you have more pricing power. So just like you were saying, more eyeballs or more, just more reach. Maybe we could talk about that benefit too for a little bit. What are your thoughts on that one?
Sure. As you said, and you're much more knowledgeable about that than me, it's very important to do revenue management. And revenue management means that you need to get the maximum amount of revenue for the same amount of product. So your product is finite. It's not infinite. You have specific amounts of nights that you can sell during the year. There's 665 nights during the year that you can sell. So you're trying to get the maximum value from those nights. If you have 90% occupancy on Airbnb, that probably means you're too cheap and you need to increase your prices.
Yeah.
Because by increasing 20% prices, you might get down to 80% occupancy, but overall you're getting more money.
Yeah.
So, and then that gives you a leeway of 20% free dates to put on more channels, to put on Vrbo or Booking or Expedia. And that will take you even higher. So it's even more important. The reason you're talking about now, revenue management, is even more important than what the reason I mentioned before.
Yeah. And maximizing both occupancy and rate. And that if you're doing well occupancy, you may not be doing the optimal in rate. Yeah.
There are two metrics that the industry uses. The first is called ADR, average daily rate, and the other is called RevPAR, which is revenue per available room. So ADR is what's the average price per night throughout a specific set amount of period, let's say a year. The RevPAR is that amount multiplied by the nights that you sold. And this is the most basic metric that any professional STR owner or manager needs to follow to make sure that they're on the right path. RevPAR must always be increasing.
Yeah, that's great. You just did a little plug for folks to take our revenue management course. Join the organization, and we dive deep on that in the revenue management course. So yeah, thanks. We started to go a little bit.
I'll be sure to watch that because there's still tons of me to learn in that field, and I want to learn more.
All right, we'll get you in the class, Alex. It'll be great. No, and so staying on that topic, actually, I think we had mentioned Syncbnb's position or thoughts on these revenue management systems that are out there that are focused on automated dynamic pricing tools.
Yeah. So
you want to for a moment, or
yeah. Our experience with those is that there are situations where they are great and they work great and you should use them. And there are some situations where they just can't manage very well. So my experience is that if you have an apartment in a very busy touristic city, it can help because it will find all the prices of the nearby apartments. It takes into account stuff like seasonality, events that are going on nearby, and other stuff to change your prices day by day. Make sure you get the maximum amount that you can get. On the other hand, there are properties that are more remote. There's not a lot of competition around them. There are not many data points that those systems can, use to suggest a price. So if you have a villa in a remote island, or if you have, a chalet up a mountain, or anything that is not very urban, those systems usually don't work very well. They tend to lower prices when they don't need to.
So Alex, I guess just on that note, does Syncbnb integrate with any revenue management systems today?
We can work alongside them. We don't directly integrate yet. We are working on our first integration as we speak. Great. With one of them. But
more to come now. Oh, I hope we didn't lose you.
I'm here, still here.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So we actually
did my last question come through, or my last answer?
Actually, do you mind saying one more time? I don't know if you're able to share who you're working on integration with, but just that you are, yeah. That integration is coming soon is great.
I can't disclose who we're working with yet because it's still under development, but it will be announced soon. But we can work alongside those systems without problems. We just don't directly integrate. So you can take the prices that they suggest and put them in our system, and it will work fine. But we're working on direct integration with them as we speak.
Great, great. And I know we're getting close to time here. This question about watch outs and connectivity with iCal we kind of covered this, so that was great. And then with that, I'll turn over to questions. This is just kind of how to stay in touch with Astro here on this last slide. And let me let's go back and see if we have any other questions. Oh. I think we're good. Yeah, we had a few other folks join. It looks like maybe a little later, but yeah, any questions?
You are recording this, right? So if someone wants to watch it and they didn't make it today, they can find it on your Facebook page, right?
Yep, well, this has been Facebook Live, and then we also will publish it on our YouTube channel and continue to make it available, to get to via our website. So yeah, really, and we'll post on this, I think, really interesting, helpful takeaways regarding websites and direct book and just how the mechanisms and how to think about it and questions to ask. That was great. Yeah.
I promised yesterday that I would offer a nice little gift today. So let's talk a little bit about that. The first 2 people that will email me at alex@syncbnb.com will get 50% off their own website. So this is a $300 gift for each one of the first 2 people that will email me. alex@syncbnb.com.
That is awesome. First 2 people to email. All right, well, I'll stay in touch with you, Alex. If you don't get someone here on the next day, or those 2 people.
But if you don't count, I can do it for you for free, so you don't count.
Okay. But we'll make sure to spread the word on that too. That's an amazing offer, 50% off to get the help to build the site. So thanks for that, for sharing that.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
Yeah, me too. It was a ton of fun, and partner education at work for sure. That was great.
I hope some of the things we talked today might help people and folks that watch this or that will watch this later. And we're always available. Just visit syncbnb.com. Just click the chat button on the bottom right. 24/7, someone will answer any of your questions.
And thanks for your support of Astro, Alex. We really appreciate it, and sharing the goal of educating the homeowner community and helping them move the industry forward. So I think
my pleasure.
Today. All right. Have a good one, and cheers with my coffee. And
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
My beer is finished. I need a second one.
Okay. Have a good one. Thanks, Sam. Bye.